Hi everyone, it's Lisa and Luna back with another Technique Tuesday. This is part 2 of what I started last week and what you can use for household cleaning products around your home to make your cards. So the very first card that I started with was actually using bleach, and what I had done was I stamped this image and used a paintbrush to color in the leaves here, and you can see that it drowned out that background color beautifully. And then I added it to my card. So that's a cute little bleach card. The second card I did was I embossed some flowers and then colored that in. The bleach won't, again, go outside the lines, but in addition I used a dryer sheet to make it pop. So what we did is I stamped these flowers in Melon Mambo, I believe, Stampin' Up! Ink, and hit it real quick because it will hold, it'll be wet for longer. So I put some clear embossing, and then I went in again with my paintbrush and I diluted. This is gray paper. You can kind of see the edges up here that the colors hadn't been bleached. And then I went in and painted. And I used my dryer sheet that I ironed. Me personally ironing, it's very comical. So I ironed and I stamped the images below. And also, before I had done that, I made a pink one. So you can just see what you can do with a dryer sheet, and they sparkle like crazy. They're super cool. So if you want to learn how to do this or playing with bleach, you can check out last week's video for sure. Then I actually used wax paper, and I used wax paper and did an ombre effect. What I did was I ran wax paper through an embossing machine, and then I ironed the wax paper onto a piece of cardstock, and then I dragged my image over it. I do have a sample over here that does show a little better because this card's getting a little busy, but you can see the images that it leaves, the wax paper, the residue that it leaves, and the ink doesn't adhere to it. It absorbs to the paper all around it. So I ombre'd, I dragged my pad across, and then lost my diamond here. Everything's still a little wet, but I did my diamond here. I die cut Happy out, and you can see that it is raised a little. I put some foam under it. I die cut the foam as well. So this one's still drying, so we're gonna put this aside, and I did my happy birthday die cut with my thing. So super fun card. This was with wax paper. So continuing on my quest of household cleaning products, I come to cling wrap. And this is a fad right now, so of course I had to try it, give it a whirl. So what you want to do is you want to cut a piece of cling wrap. You need to find a napkin. Let's start there. So I had these paper napkins lying around. This actually was used for Administrative Professionals Day today. Kind of liked it, but I decided to keep searching. And I came across napkins from when I had my graduation party for my PhD. And I loved these napkins. I thought they were absolutely gorgeous, and I had plates and everything, of course, all matched. So what I did was I took one of the squares out, and underneath this square I have a piece of cling wrap. Cling wrap, when you heat it, go figure, will turn into a glue-like substance, and now you can turn your napkins into scrapbook pages or cards. And it's a great way to use it as a remembrance, especially for me. I really did love this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sandwich this. I'm going to, my iron, it's nice and hot, I hope, still. And I'm going to iron that. You need to give this a little bit of time. It does take the cling wrap some time to melt or turn into glue. So just stick with it. Saw a bunch of people doing this on Facebook, so I said cling wrap is a household product. Not necessarily cleaning, but something fun to try. So let's give this a peek, see how we're doing underneath here. I can tell you it's warm, and I can tell you we're sticking to the wrong paper. So we're gonna keep going. I'm not sure what I did with my sample. This is probably the longest part of the video is you watching me iron. I'm really sorry. And the fact that I'm ironing is also comical. But don't worry, there's more to come. Let's see. Aha, we got it going. So you can also, what I did, all right, we're gonna take this mat out, let that cool down. I'll go right here on my mat. You will see the cling wrap, and if you're gonna go over this with your iron, and I did on my other one, I did it just nice and light just to finish it off, that if you have any cling wrap hanging on the side, you're gonna get it on your iron. So make sure you clean your iron off. Mom, if you're watching at home, can you come over and clean my iron? Okay. So now I can actually shut this off. My house probably has no clue what's going on. So this napkin is glued to my piece of paper. Isn't that wonderful? So I took out my, well, that's the creative memories, and I put a scallop trimmer in there because I want to give it a little trim, like so. This is so ridiculously easy and cute. So whoever did do this online, I thank you, because you can now make a card in no time flat. Well, sometime flat, just because the iron takes a little bit. It always takes a long time to iron. Okay, so I have my card, and I'm going to put this on some pink cardstock. So give this a layer down. I just love it. All right. I will trim that up after, but I did die cut Happy. It's one of my new favorite things to use. Winnie and Walter's die cut, and this is just going to finish my card. There you have it. So I ran that through the Xyron to turn that into a sticker, so I didn't have to deal with any glue or anything of the sorts. So let's give this a quick cut, and then I will wind up putting it on a white cardstock base, and there you have it, a happy card. It's super cute, it's glittery, and it's a napkin, and I will remember, and maybe I'll give this to my mom. So if you're watching at home, pretend you never saw it, just as a reminder for my graduation party. So it was really great that she was able to do that for me. My parents are great. So that's using a napkin, an iron, and cling wrap. So what can we get in trouble with next? Let's move the iron first and actually unplug it. So in trouble next is going to be with aluminum foil. So that will exit stage right, and we'll bring in aluminum foil. I do not have anything special. This is Aldi's aluminum foil. And I have a Cuttlebug embossing folder, and what we're going to be doing with it. So aluminum foil, you can emboss. It's wonderful. Some people will say you can use one square. Maybe if you're using Reynolds and it's a little thicker, you could. I've never had good luck with it. I find that it tears, especially if I try to do anything special with it. So I'm actually going to fold it. And then I'm going to trim this. It's kind of creepy working with aluminum foil, I'm not going to lie. And then I'm actually going to fold it one more time. That'll fit. Okay. I'm going to throw this in my embossing folder. Maybe not throw. Close that up. I'll bring over the little Cuttlebug. And plates. Sandwich it between my B plates. And give this a whirl. So I'm sorry. Oops, it's not going anywhere. Sorry if at home you're jiggling with my Cuttlebug. Okay. So what we have here is aluminum foil that's been embossed. It's very pretty. I do like it lots. But what I'm going to do is I am going to make a card with it, and you can use either side, the debossed or the embossed side. embossed side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this a quick trim, and when you're working with these, they do get fragile, and so you do want to make sure that you're gentle and you secure them. So if you're going to do anything more than just kind of layering it down, be very careful because they are delicate. So let's cut that here. And it is stacked. It won't peel. It obviously you could peel, but don't have to. All right, so this top piece is in a straight line. Give this a quick haircut. Okay, so we'll move this aside. I would not recommend putting the adhesive on the, because you could on the aluminum foil, because you could tear. So I'm just going to come over to my cardstock that I'm gluing it to. I'm going to give it a lot of oomph. I think we'll play with the raised side. I think that's pretty. And we're going to put that down. Flip it over and give it a good little. So I have my card base that I've made. And so this is going to sit on here. And then I have some flowers. But what I want to do is I want to give this a little more oomph, as it were. So I have some rub-on metallics. Sorry for the glare. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick my finger in one of these and just kind of swirl it around. And I'm going to do some gray. And I'm just going to hit the edges, just to give it a little more dimension. It also smooths out some of the edges on the aluminum foil from going through. Again, be very careful. They are delicate. That finishes up the edges a little bit. And we're going to go in, we're going to get some darker color. You may not see a huge change at home, but it really does make a nice difference. It kind of gives the copper, of course this isn't copper color, but the ceiling, those copper ceilings, gives it a little bit of that finished look. I'm going to go get a little bit of blue just to bring that in. I do enjoy using the rub-ons. They are a nice fun mess to play with. Oh, you can see I just pulled that up there. A little more careful. Okay. Awesome. Okay. So there's my card. You can see the background. You can probably see a little bit on the edges. I'm sorry for the glare at home. And so I'm going to finish this up. I made a little vase with flowers. So this is my flower pot is actually a square. And I have some ribbon that I turned into some stems. So we're going to put those in. These are so much fun. Alrighty. I'll put my vase over it. Chose a square one. Pretty boring, I know. I know. And then I have these flowers that I picked up at Hobby Lobby. They're Paper Studio. They're just, I guess they call them spare parts, but they're silver and white. And I am going to get some multi-medium mat here, just so I can glue these down. And make a little bouquet of fun. So there's also been comments on Facebook about does every card have to have a sentiment? And I agree, wherever that conversation went, no, not every card has to have a sentiment. Do what makes you happy. This one isn't going to have one on there. Alright. Let's see if we kiss these two together, glue them on. There you go. Flip. Alright, and we'll put that to my base. And there's this quick, simple little aluminum foil card with some cute little flowers on it. Super cute. Alright, so household cleaning supplies or household products. Moving on to the very last card. So it's a 7-card series. We're down to 6. And this is the one that was the big surprise. So when I started working with my inks and the bleach, I came across a video on Oxi-Clean. So what I did was I tried it. So I tried not only Oxi-Clean, but I did also try Cascade. So the products, they kind of work the same. I think Oxi-Clean does work better. So let's get down to it. What I'm going to do, these are distress inks that I used, and this is the Cascade. So we're going to show you what happens. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to use my distress inks. And I picked 2 colors, Fired Brick and Aged Mahogany. I already have it everywhere. And I'm just going to go in and make some nice color swirls on my paper, because what I am going to do is I'm going to die cut it after. So I'm not going to be overly ridiculously careful about my big spooge and not coming into the paper. Starting off the paper and coming in. Just going to make an area myself. I am choosing red. This product does work, or this technique does work. Sorry if I'm jiggling you at home, I'm sure I am. This product does work better with the darker colors, I noticed. So, hang in there. Oops, wrong color, wrong color. Get a little darker here. Alright, so I am going to be die cutting, so I need to make sure my area is covered with what I'm up to. Alright, I think that area is good enough. So sorry for the jiggle at home, if you were jiggling away. Didn't think that one through. So what you need to do now is you take Oxi-Clean. I'm not going to lie, I had to go to the store and get this. Like I said, I'm not a cleaning person. House is clean though. And all you need is a wee little bit. I'll show you, oh actually I threw it away, so I won't. And all you need to do is shake it all over your paper. It does not work if you just glob it on like embossing powder. So if you get a bigger area, shake your paper up a little bit, just so it moves around. You want this to spread out. Okay, and then the magic happens. What does Oxi-Clean do? It makes brights whiter, or brighter, or whatever it does. So take your water spritzer sprayer and just spray it. Don't go too crazy, because I'm not doing it on watercolor paper. But you want to make sure that the Oxi-Clean does get wet. I did the same thing on this paper with Cascade. And I hope you can see at home. You can see the little white speckles. What it does is it gives a really cool shadowing effect. And it breaks down the color, so it leaves a lasting impression. So you can leave the Oxi-Clean on for about 30 seconds, allowing the paper to dry. And then when it's done, all you need to do is wipe it off. And in the meantime, what we're going to do is make the card base. So I'm going to put this aside. And what I did was I've already die cut out of the Lawn Fawn stitched borders 2 pieces of cardstock that have an image on it. I just love it. And I used the beautiful stamp with Midnight Black embossing powder. So that's embossed on there. So this is going to be my card base. And what I'm going to do is make some butterflies. So once that's dry and all set, I'm going to use the memory box dies. I've used both of these. This is the whole butterfly, and I've cut out the the guts of the butterfly with the same paper that I used. So I'm going to cut 2 butterflies out and mat them and finish my card. So that's what's coming up next on this last final card. So let me shake this off here. It will come off faster the more it dries. So if you wanted to go in and go after it with a heat gun, you can. I will pull mine out here real quick. Excuse me. Make a noise. I'm going to give this a little bit to dry. And I don't know if you can see some of the product wisping off, and it leaves these little spots. Alright, let's see. Still a little damp, but... So you can see how it kind of marbleized the paper. Oh, it's just so cool. So excited about this. Let me get a piece of paper towel here. Look how cool that is. It's so pretty. Okay, so we go off camera real quick. I'm going to die cut my butterfly and then finish this up. Drive it home. So I don't want to jiggle anybody, so I'm over here with my D plate and my butterfly. Okay, come right back. So there's the butterfly. Look how pretty he is. She is whatever she needs to be. So she's got that really cool background from the Oxi-Clean. I'm going to use the body that I think got stuck in here. Let's pop this out. I didn't know which body I really wanted to use for the butterfly, but I think a solid one would be much prettier. So what we'll do is finish this up. I won't keep you because I'm pretty sure you all know how to make a butterfly. Butterflies stick together, but that'll be the card. Pop the wings up and you have a really great card using Oxi-Clean. Who would have thunk it? So anyways, thank you for tuning in. I hope you had as much fun as I did using some household products that you have probably in your kitchen doing nothing and just screaming to be used. So I hope you enjoyed this, and until next week, keep crafting and have a great night. Thanks.